Hey, if you're still looking for plans to ring in the new year, downtown Kalamazoo, they're gearing up for a major celebration. This year marks the 40th anniversary of New Year's Fest.
This is a performing arts tradition that's been held through everything from blizzards to Y2K scares, remember that? Never missing a year. This year, they would love to have you be a part of all of this. Deborah Joffer, she is the event director. She's joining us via Zoom to share more. Deborah, good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this. 40 years ago, how did New Year's Fest start?
Well, you know, it started, and I actually worked for the city manager of Kalamazoo, Cheryl Scully, at the time, and she shared with me this, typed little piece of paper from two women from the Civic, Jean Houston and Maxine Becker, and it said, "We'd like to do this first night celebration based on what happened in Boston." And Cheryl said to me, whatever you do whatever you can to make sure this is successful. And the crazy thing is that in 1993, I agreed to run it. So I've been working with the board since 1993, but actually was part of the group that set it up in 1985.
Whoa.
Wow.
So you know this event inside and out. We listed some of the challenges. We had the big Y2K scare. Is the world going to end, right?
I remember that vividly.
Right?
It didn't end.
COVID came around, but nothing has stopped you guys from doing this year after year. How did you get through those challenges? And you've got to be proud of your community for stepping up.
You know, I have some pictures of literally nobody out there because it was a blizzard. And then with the Y2K, that was crazy because I had to come up with a whole emergency evacuation should there be no power. Can you imagine when we turned and literally at 11:45, I was like, oh dear Lord, please let this be okay. You know, and the lights stayed on and everything was normal. And then with COVID, you know, we were at a time on December 31st where people just needed to get out. So we packed up on the steps of the Radisson and literally with our masks in this dinky little setting, we did New Year's Fest and we had bands perform on the steps. So every year we've been there and it's been kind of challenging, fun, and super gratifying.
I love that. So let's talk about this year. For those who haven't been, what can you expect from this celebration?
Well, I think the thing that I want to really highlight is that you make New Year's Fest what you want it to be. So it is really individual, group driven. So if you want to bring your kids and go home early, you can do that. And the cool thing is that our shows repeat. So we have 22 different performers, but it ends up being 70 different performances. And what you can then say is, I'm going to go to these 3 different places with my kids. I'm going to pack them up. I'm going to bring them home. I'm going to put them to bed. And then they can watch the ball drop in New York City. The other thing is that if you want to go to some of the entertainment places downtown, you can do that. Go to those, pop over, see a couple shows. And then the other thing is, this is what we tell all the people who have these amazing places downtown, host a party. Do it out of your, condo or apartment. Walk down, see a couple shows, go back to your party. And that's the kind of cool thing about what happens here at New Year's Fest. You make it what you want it to be.
And you listed, I do too, and you listed the focus on performing arts with all of these incredible shows. And so I'm assuming there's a flavor for everybody. What's the best way for us to plan that? Because, popping down and just checking out a couple of dozen different things off the fly, it's going to take too long.
It does. So we have this grid, and the crazy thing is we're using the exact same grid we did in 1985. As much as I want to be more tech savvy, it really is as simple as a piece of paper. You circle where you want to go, and then you head out. And the cool thing is that on our website, you can read about all the different performers and the performances. So if you like classical, you can do classical, and we kind of grouped them together in the various venues so that you can literally just stay at that venue and have fun. But if you do want to venture out, you can venture out and go to a couple because it's all within walking distance.
Love that.
I love that too. All right, Deborah. So you also have volunteer opportunities for those who, if they'd like to give back, there's plenty of options for that as well.
There is. And again, go to our website, www.newyearsfest.com, and it's all right there. You can volunteer. So the cool thing about volunteering is if you have no plans and you really don't have anybody to go with, come and be our party host. You get to greet all these people. You'll probably see people and you'll have a great time. And the cool thing is that when you're at those venues, you can also see the entertainment. So literally, even if you're volunteering, you're still part of the fun and the flavor of New Year's Fest.
It sure sounds like a lot of that volunteering might be indoors too, which is a perk.
Right.
You don't have to
It
be
is.
freezing outside the whole time. Right there at in Kalamazoo, Bronson Park, 6 p.m. to midnight. Wow, $10 in advance. So get your tickets today because, it's coming up real fast. $15 day of. NewYearsFest.com for more information. Sounds like a great time, Deborah. Thank you so much for the time this morning.
Thank you.